How to fix the Algebra 1 geometry credit situation. So to do this and not kill a teacher, you're going to need 2 teachers year-round teaching all of Algebra 1 and geometry. Let's see what that looks like. So if we have an Algebra 1 teacher and a geometry teacher, these are 2 very special people who are gifted with organization, planning, and relationships with students who are not considered your most compliant students. Have to be very carefully chosen. Algebra 1. In the fall, they will teach all of Algebra 1 for the entire year. So these students are double blocked. The teacher will see these students every single day for 90 minutes. And they will get the entire year done in 1 semester. Algebra 1 teacher. Also in the spring, the exact same thing happens. So this is spring. Again, double blocked. Again, every day. Again, the entire year. Entire year completed. Separate group of students. Okay. You will need a geometry teacher to be doing the exact same thing. Here we are in the fall. They are double blocked. Teacher will see them every day. And we will get the entire year completed in 1 semester. Again in the spring. Double blocked. Every day. The entire year completed. 2 separate people. If it is decided that there might not be enough students for these sections, here we go. These classes should be, truthfully, no more than 22 kids in the class. These students have already shown that they don't do well in the traditional classroom. They need a smaller learning environment, 22 students per class, which means that at most you can have 66 students in this program for a semester. The first year, if a school were to do this, that this takes flight, they will need more than 2 teachers. They'll probably need 4. But that's only 1 year, really. So if there were not 66 students, say there were only 44 students, what do you do with that teacher for that other 2 sections where they have to have a job? You do not give them another prep. Math models, Algebra 2, calculus, you don't. You put them in the computer lab where they can babysit for credit recovery. You have to have a math body down there, and they are already planning every single day. They do not need another subject to plan. You will burn them out. So if they're in the credit recovery lab, they're helping students with their math, but their brain has time to rest and plan and think about what to do for tomorrow, being that we have all of these classes every day. A whole new lesson for 90 minutes has to be prepared. So why have two teachers doing this and not just one? The reason is, if you have that hell student that you cannot stand, and you're already having to see that student 90 minutes every day, you need a light at the end of the tunnel that says, I'm not going to have to see that student in my room every day, 90 minutes after Christmas. I need a break. I need a fresh crop of students. Let's see. And to have a teacher teach all of Algebra 1 in the fall and then all of geometry in the spring, that means that teacher will have to plan a new lesson for 90 minutes every single day of the entire school year. That's not okay. To ask a teacher to do that is too much. So the teacher will have to be organized so that they can reuse the fall material in the spring. That is why you have to have an organized teacher to do this. The reason you can't have it as, well, just have Algebra 1, give them their lessons, because this teacher will be going twice as fast as Algebra 1. If there's any handing off, it'll be from this teacher to the Algebra 1 team. It doesn't work. All right, let's go find out what's going on. Oh, before that. So what do we, no, okay. So why do I want two teachers? Student. Student 1. So if student 1 in the fall is scheduled for regular full year Algebra 1, and he fails, to ask him to go into second semester Algebra 1 is asking for more failure. And then the kid will be very behind. So in the spring, we do preventative maintenance. And we put the child in double blocked Algebra 1 every day. And that means by the end of the spring, if he has passed, he's got the full year of Algebra 1 and he's completely caught up, not behind. And summer school becomes a thing of the past. Hey, check it out. So then the next year he can go on to geometry just like normal. Student 2. So student 2, if student 2 has already failed Algebra 1, last year, And we are now in a hard place to catch him up. So here in the fall, he's going to do double blocked Algebra 1 to get that credit every day. And then in the spring, he'll take double blocked geometry, and if he passes both of those semesters, he's completely caught up. And we're back on track with our credits. And summer school is a thing of the past. That would be really great. Okay, so why do I need this fall version of double blocked geometry? Student 3. For whatever reason, student 3 got all of his Algebra 1 credit, but he did not get his geometry credit. I don't know, something happened. So here in the fall, he'll be double blocked for geometry. And if he gets his credit, then we're only a little bit behind. In the spring, well, what do we do with him? You have a couple of options. Option 1, stick him in a 1-semester elective credit. They exist, and the kid has to have them. Or option 2, if the kid failed geometry, then unfortunately the chances are very high that he's failed something else also. He's behind. A kid who's behind in one subject is probably behind in another subject. Put him in the credit recovery lab and let him catch up. Those are your options. Now, student 4. We haven't talked about student 4 at all. Student 4 is your student who failed Algebra 1 in part. Not all of it, just part of it. And so this student was chosen to be put in the ASA program. So for the fall, the kid is in ASA. And the chances are high that he's going to finish in a couple of weeks. What do we do with him? Leave him in ASA. Do not put him in a geometry course right now. He'll be behind, and we'll be setting him back up for failure, and we'll start this whole cycle over. Leave him in ASA and start geometry. If he completes one semester, the fall semester of geometry in ASA, then put him in regular spring semester for geometry, and he can get back on track. Or he can do the double blocked. To do the full year of geometry and get caught back up. It's all dependent on how much happens over here. This will fix the teacher burnout problem. This will fix the students are behind and they're not with their cohort class. This will fix your student retention rates for graduation. This will fix your dropout rates. This will fix other good things. If you have a family that says my child really should be in pre-AP, but for whatever reason they didn't, and I really want them to have calculus before they leave high school, fine. If you've got room, do this. Stick him in Algebra 1 in the fall. No, it's this one. Stick him in Algebra 1 in the fall every day. Get him his credit. Because if the kid belongs in pre-AP, he'll be able to handle this, no problem. Put him in geometry, double blocked every day in the spring. So that when he's a sophomore, he can take Algebra 2. When he's a junior, he can take pre-cal. When he's a senior, he can take calculus. So this will help the ratings of the school in addition to just survival of teacher and student. So this fixes the problem of immediacy. It also is preventative maintenance for future summer school issues. It also helps get more kids involved in more advanced classes and the ratings of the school across the board. This is what should be done.